Welcome to the After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. I want to ask each of you, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show, but you didn't? Chris Fitzsimons, start with you.
Well, we talked about the budget that they have reached some agreement on salary figures and some key subcommittee target numbers, which leads people to believe that maybe the end is in sight for the budget. And traditionally, that means the session will be over a week or two or three after that. Hopefully, one or two, not three. But what's fascinating about this whole session is one of the biggest issues still out there is the redistribution of sales tax revenue, which we've talked about. Local sales tax revenue, which is splitting parties, splitting philosophies. It's fascinating. The House Republicans took a vote in the caucus and decided they were against it. Governor McCrory's against it. So part of how long the session will last, I think, will be dependent on how insistent the Senate leaders who are pushing this, especially Senate Majority Leader Harry Brown, how much they want to do this before they go home.
All right. Doug, what do you wish you'd have said?
Well, I was torn, and we discussed in the budget, you brought up Representative Nelson Dollar as one of the people that's been talked about as may have been an impediment to the budget process. And there's a lot of us from the political perspective looking, saying, some of the stuff he's doing doesn't make a lot of political sense. And I was going to kind of go with a prediction that I don't think he's going to run for re-election. I think that some of the decisions he's making indicate a man that has his eye on something else besides re-election, and I don't think he's going to run for re-election. I think there's a job in the private sector or maybe government in his future, but not as an elected official.
Interesting comment. Dennis, what do you wish you'd have said?
I'm against all the things that we've talked about as problems in North Carolina. The one that isn't being talked about much is we're about to experience a tremendous teacher shortage in K through 12. And this isn't just within North Carolina's borders. This is happening all across the nations. But recently a study came out that said that North Carolina was the worst place to teach.
Wow.
And so what's happened is we were trying to shore up the shortage by importing teachers from other states, but when they find out what the teaching conditions are here and what the salaries are, they aren't coming. We are really getting ready to get in a very bad fix, and it's something the legislature and the governor need to tackle immediately.
Wow. John, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show?
Well, we didn't really have time to get into a lot of the details of the budget process still unfolding, the budget deal being made. But on the Senate side, they're still insisting on some tax changes, not just on the spending side, but they'd like to see a reduction, another reduction in the personal income tax rate. The corporate tax rate's falling anyway based on previous law. They would like to maybe see an increase in the standard deduction. The House doesn't seem to be too interested, at least in the rate reduction, though the standard deduction expansion might be saleable. So there's still debates going on the tax side, separate from local sales tax. There is still a real debate going on about state taxes.
Reading between the lines, I hear you saying in so many words, we could be here for a while.
Well, I think it is one of the complicating factors. I don't think it was the main issue that delayed the process as long as it did, but now it's one of the things, one of the loose ends that has to be tied up.
Dennis? You've already gone. Where have I been?
No, I'm still here, Tom. I'm not gone.
That's right. That's not a bad. That's a bad term to be using around you, isn't it? Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.